Hello YouTube riders, welcome to Allegheny Motorcycle Adventures. I'm Mark Ritchie, and today we're going to talk about that feeling you get when riding your motorcycle properly. And I couldn't think of a better way to demonstrate this than riding when you aren't. So cheers and thanks for watching.
So I had this epic ride. Actually, I did it twice. That's how epic it was. Once I discovered it, and then the next week I went back and showed Rose. And the feeling that I got both times was one of elation and euphoria, all of those things, because of several different experiences and ways to feel it, if that makes any sense. Depending on which way I looked at it, all things pointed towards those senses of extreme well-being. And I think that's what really, as motorcyclists and riders, it's something that we're all after, and we all yearn for it. And for those of you that watch my videos, that's kind of what I try and portray and give you a sense of. A lot of it is because of where you ride. And so you're aware that I ride mostly. I'm going to close my visor here. Not sure how well the noise cancellation works. This will be a test as well. But riding in those open and wide open spaces, you tend to get that feeling a lot. And so I couldn't think of a better way to explain this than a ride to the grocery store in town. So it hopefully will be a sharp contrast from what viewers expect to be seeing. So after all of that groundwork and foundation, I've discovered Snapple makes this peach tea with no sugar added that I would still drink regardless of whether or not I'm on the renal diet. And the only place that carries it is in town. So I'm going to go to the Martin's grocery store, and we're going to drive through town and kind of reference why this stuff isn't riding properly. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and it seems like some of the channels, and it's just because of where they live, their go-to set often includes traffic lights, traffic, strip malls, box stores, fast food restaurants, and I'm sure they know, and I don't really have to harp on this, but that is not riding properly. Like, just the abundance of cars, and this isn't really any kind of extreme whatsoever, but if you're used to riding on open, empty roads in the highway gear like I am, this is a sharp slap in the face. Like, all of these things, all of these vehicles, cages, are potential hazards. And I'm gonna try, and I emphasize try because it's probably not going to be the ultimate result, but not to come off as an instructor or know-it-all expert into city riding or town riding, because it's something it's not a light switch that you can turn on and turn off, and it's not a magic wand that you're gonna suddenly become someone you're not. It takes time, and it just comes from experience. And I grew up taking driver's ed, and the teaching method at the time was the IPTI method: identify, predict, decide, and execute. And I'm really thankful for that, because not only does that help me out in driving, but I flew planes, single engine land planes, which apply to that as well. And it definitely applies to motorcycling. And over time, my prediction skills have exploded. And I'm always learning. So that was a great foundation for me to morph into motorcycling. So riding in towns, and I'm not going to say hopefully, but maybe we'll come across a couple of idiots that want to be on candid camera in the process. And we're entering the town of Stanton, which is pretty tame as far as cities go, but you'll get a taste of what proper riding is not. Like, that guy looked like he was going to jet out in front of me. Like, in the last second he stopped. And for anyone riding this road in town, this is a downhill, speed limit 35, and the police like sitting in the parking lot at the very end with their radar on. So there he is. Wow, you're right on cue. My editing department must have gotten hold of him and let him know that it would be good to have a Leo in the set. I'm going to flip my visor back up because it is. Wendy's indicating 84. I have the mesh pants, jacket. Wendy's in full tropical trim. All of her vents are open. But for new riders out there, and new riders is such a vague category, it's like human beings. There's so many subcategories that branch out from that. And new riders, I basically assign two subcategories to, did you grow up riding bicycles and dirt bikes? And do you have dents on your car? And that would categorize you into one subcategory. And then the second category would be for those who did not grow up riding bicycles and dirt bikes and have a lot of dents on their car. And in either case, I would recommend taking the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course, which will give you a strong base on which to move forward. The first group that doesn't have any dents on their car and grew up riding motorcycles and dirt bikes, or grew up riding bicycles and dirt bikes, I would say the odds are with you. And we're riding by one of my favorite parks, Gypsy Hill. I often picnic here, solo or with Rose. But the second category, you growing up and you never really thought bicycles appealed to you, and you have a lot of dents on your vehicle.
Roll your window down. You know your bumper's hanging off the back of your car, right? Oh, okay, sorry. Really crazy.
I would stay out of towns, and ultimately I would stay off of motorcycles. Unless you have this motion balance gene that just never got a chance to express itself. But either way, it's such a sharp contrast to driving the open, empty roads. What are these things? They're green and then some of them are red. Oh, that's right, you gotta stop. And then you gotta read the instructions when you stop, whether or not you can turn on a stop. All of the things that you encounter in city driving, riding, expand exponentially. And the IPTI method, regardless of who you are, cannot account for every potential hazard that may appear. Especially the ones that you don't detect and identify. But again, either way, this is not riding. This is shackles. We did manage to get the lights all green. I need one of those wristbands quarterbacks use during the games that they call the plays with. I can list all my bullet points, so while I'm focused on riding my motorcycle, I can glance down at it to see if I'm missing anything, because at my age all of those ideas are hard to retrieve. Especially when you're focused on something else. Now it's 86. The Mendoza line for being comfortable in mesh gear is 85 for me. These displays, and I don't know if he's any longer with us, a customer of mine who bought a Breakout did those here in town. It's one of those small world things. Yeah, it's hot now. Somebody should turn this into a microbrewery. It would be the perfect place for it. Are you listening, microbrewery guys, investors, entrepreneurs? Stanton's a great city. I've often recommended it for people traveling Skyline Drive or Blue Ridge Parkway. There's a hotel pretty close to town, or it's right in town, that you can base camp at, and everything's within walking distance. And they have an old town section, which is just cool. Rakes right up there. Restaurants, bars, shops. And it's not that far off from Skyline Drive. This road will eventually encounter the Blue Ridge Parkway Skyline Drive intersection. And then he'll be riding properly. He'll get that feeling that we all crave and long for. This is not it. This can't be all there is. I want to go faster. I don't like all these vehicles. I don't like this being this amped up. This is amped up for a 63-year-old. Yeah, go drive your motorcycle through Stanton. Yeah, there's guys out there. He goes, yeah, hold my beer. At least I picked a day where nobody's tailgating me. Didn't encounter any idiots yet. There's one more intersection I have to go through. But this should be a sharp contrast to what you're used to seeing. And I appreciate having you along, I really do. We made some improvements in the channel, notably the audio, and we shortened the intro reel, which I now realize that how annoying that really is to a lot of viewers. So any other improvements or accolades, we'd be more than happy that you left them in the comments section. Uh-oh, Wendy's dogs are barking. Enough of this city shit. We need some open road, which we'll showcase on the next video. So thanks for watching and being along with Allegheny Motorcycle Adventures. Cheers and ride extraordinary. She's still barking. Barking still. Still barking. Still barking. Oh, almost got taken out by a newspaper.